On May 16th, Horror Inc. has announced their new project called Jason Universe, which is a multi-platform expansion focusing on the horror character Jason Voorhees, which will include new merchandising, immersive experiences, and most importantly for this video, gaming. If we take a look into their official Twitter account, we can see that Jason Universe is following only 6 accounts, from which 2 are video games, Fortnite and Call of Duty. This would mean that, potentially this October, both games will receive a new Jason Voorhees skin for their Halloween event, which is something not very surprising as Fortnite has collabed with various horror icons like Alien or Michael Myers, and Call of Duty has had horror skins like Jigsaw, Leatherface, Ghostface and Ash Williams. Additionally, it seems that a data mine has happened in the game Multiversus, where potentially Jason will also come as a playable character. However, as of now, this is not fully confirmed. This is important, as if this is the case, it would confirm that they are open to give and license away Jason as a character in other video games, and it would make sense that they are not following behavior on Twitter, as it would completely reveal and ruin the surprise. Now, you probably noticed of course that Dead by Daylight is missing here, so what is the point? Well, in my personal opinion, I think if Jason is really coming to Dead by Daylight after so many years, they will try to hide it as best as they can, and I believe this is the closest we will have to getting him in the game. First of all, we know that Behavior wants Dead by Daylight to be a museum of horror, and without Jason, it will always be incomplete. They also have stated in various interviews that Jason is more than welcome in their game, the door is open, and the moment any license holders gives them the opportunity to get him inside, they will take. This is very similar to the Cenobites introduction or the Nightmare on Elm Street way back in the past, where the license behind the movies was in a very difficult place, but Behavior still took it just so they could get it in the game. What is important to note is that this past year, with DLCs like Nicolas Cage, Alien, Alan Wake and Chucky, it was one of the biggest years ever in terms of licensed content. However, in the anniversary stream and in a recent interview done to Matthew Cote in Slasher Radio, the devs have said that this will be bigger than last year, and that it will be surprising in a good way.
We've done 4 amazing chapters last year, and on top of that, we had stuff like Nick Cage and Iron Maiden coming in, like those absolutely batshit crazy things that we added on top of Dead by Daylight that didn't exist before. And yeah, this year is gonna be, I think, surprising for a lot of people, and it's gonna be bigger. I think Dungeons and Dragons is big, like it's really big, but we have a few really interesting things that are not necessarily purely in the game either. That are gonna, I think, take people by surprise, in a good way, I hope.
I fully recommend that you take a look at the Slasher Radio podcast, as they talk about a lot more stuff, like Vecna from Stranger Things, so if you're interested, check out the link below. But, going back to the video, Dungeons and Dragons is huge, and Castlevania is also huge, but are they on the level of Alien? In my personal opinion, no, and it's really hard to top Alien as a license, unless the Titan of Horror, Jason Voorhees, is coming to the game, by which point we can say that this would be the biggest year for Dead by Daylight in terms of importance. And this is where the potential release dates come in. As you may know, in March of 2025, according to the roadmap, we are getting a solo killer, which we don't know who it is yet. Now we do have a problem, as Jason Universe has stated that they will be revealing new content coming in 2024, and this DLC would be part of 2025. However, if we speculate that this is indeed Jason, then we have another potential evidence pointing towards it. The DLC of Ringu was announced way back on December 13th of 2021, and then she eventually came out in March of 2022. And guess what? This December, the 13th, is going to be Friday. So, if they wanted to, Jason Universe could reveal the introduction of Jason in Dead by Daylight as the final content drop on Friday the 13th of December, and it would also be the most iconic as Jason is a pretty important character for the game and for the community, unlike with Fortnite or Call of Duty, for example. And now comes another theory, and that is related to the fact that bringing only Jason to the game would be disappointing for some hardcore fans, as they would also want a survivor and a map, like Tommy Jarvis and Camp Crystal Lake. The March DLC is confirmed to be only a killer, so if it does come at that date, we won't have any new survivor or map, only Jason. The only other date that would be absolutely perfect for a release of this DLC is after the end of this roadmap, which is the next anniversary. And think about it, we have had gigantic licenses as part of the anniversary, like Ghostface and Resident Evil. What chapter would be absolutely gigantic if not Friday the 13th as part of an anniversary? And if we take a look at the dates coming up in June 2025, we can see that this month will indeed have a Friday the 13th, coinciding with the release of the anniversary event, which would be the day after on the 14th. But remember, this is all purely speculation. In my opinion, I think the March release date fits more compared to the next anniversary, as it will coincide with Jason Universe content drops, and this is not the first time Behavior has released a killer without a map or a survivor. Take all of this information with a grain of salt, and as a final reward for staying for this entire video, pick up your tinfoil hat because I have one last piece of conspiracy theory evidence before I end this video. Matthew Cote is following the Jason Universe account. Okay, that could mean anything. After all, he is free to follow whoever he wants. Let me know what you think about this. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.